What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. Man, am I glad to be back. I can't guarantee we're going to be going daily, but I'm going to keep the videos going daily as long as I can. Because content here on the channel, let's face it, it's starting to wind down. It's Labor Day. I hope you all had a great Labor Day as well. And I really do I really do mean it when I say that, I spend as much time out here producing content as possible. I don't just take your viewership and your support for granted. I get out here, and anytime I can film something that's going to be value to you, I do it. But lately, it's been really tough because of weather. It has been downpouring as well as blazing hot for the past 2 weeks, and it's really difficult to get out here with a camera because A, the camera overheats in the sun, and B, the camera's not waterproof. So I gotta be careful when I'm filming content, and I don't like to stockpile content. There's a lot of people that go out and film like 20 videos in a day. I'm not that type of person. I've never been that type of person because if I have a lot of content, I might do that, but I don't like to make a practice of it because I like to show you in real time what we're doing because it gives you a better all-around perspective of what's going on. But, I was prompted to film this video, what we're talking about today, based on a post that I had done about 2 weeks ago, and I've been meaning to do it, but we just had a big round of harvesting, and pretty much all the tomatoes and stuff are done, and the peppers are winding down, the zucchini's winding down. Like I said, it's Labor Day, so, stuff's looking a lot like that. It's looking a little worse for wear. I got to pull it out. I got to get some fall crops in. But I was explaining to people that our estimated savings this year, our goal was to save $2,000 on our grocery bill. We have absolutely crushed that goal, and our estimated savings on our grocery bill have been almost $3,000. Now, this is in a year that was blazing hot. It was in a drought most of the year, and we were still able to save a ton of money. Now, I want to talk about how we did that, and we're still obviously saving. We still got peppers. We still got so much going on. We still have the sweet potatoes to harvest. We've still got beets and more beets and salad greens, as well as more potatoes and even carrots and pumpkins. There's so much going on here still that we're constantly saving money. But we got a lot going on here, but I figured it'd be smart to do this video now. How do we save so much money? Because I think it's a big it's a very important thing that a lot of people that grow a garden for food for their family look at. This year our goal was to produce as much food as we possibly could to feed our family. It was not to try a bunch of unique varieties, as I said. We really honed in on those productive varieties that could save us the most amount of money, as well as allow us to put up food that we can use later on in the off season. So fresh as well as preserved food that we grew ourselves was a key. The first thing I looked at is, am I growing something that costs a lot in the store? See, corn was a lot of fun to grow, but it's not something that costs a lot in the store. That was a bed that was a little bit underutilized in terms of its production value. We produced roughly 70 pounds of corn on this in this bed here, and that was lovely. Although 70 pounds of corn costs roughly $20 at our local farmer's market. You can buy it in bulk from this guy that grows it locally, and it's organic. So it's comparable to, almost like a couple sacks of potatoes, which also, we like to grow potatoes. Now, potatoes are great. Nothing beats homegrown potatoes, especially when you're comparing it to store-bought stuff that's been in storage for months. It's just way softer, way better. But in terms of price, not so great. A really good investment in your space, if you are limited on space but you're looking at saving a lot of money, are growing things like tomatoes, strawberries, and herbs. Lots of herbs. Sometimes people want to grow things that they think would be a lot of fun to grow, but they're often space hogs that don't produce a lot of monetary return. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with growing potatoes. There's nothing wrong with growing corn. But if your goal is to save a ton of money, we definitely could have shaved off some additional dollars on our goal had we not grown the potatoes and corn and grown something else. But there's a but to that. The thing is, we have a lot of space. So we are blessed with the ability to grow tons of tomatoes and tons of other things that save us a lot of money, tons of herbs, tons of peppers, things like that are the big money savers, still while having room for potatoes and corn. So that's why we're growing potatoes and corn, is because had we grown another bed of tomatoes, we would have seen additional savings, but our chances of utilizing the stuff that we're growing would actually be pushed more to the wasteful side, because we'd end up having to give some away to friends and family. So we really wouldn't save that on our grocery bill. And I want you to take that into consideration, that a lot of people say, well, yeah, but had you grown all tomatoes in your garden, you would have saved probably close to $10,000 to $15,000 in grocery bills. But yeah, but are you really going through $10,000 or $15,000 in tomatoes in a year? Maybe if you're a restaurant, but if you're a general household, no. The answer is probably not. So, just keep that in mind, that what you're growing should be proportionate to what you're consuming. Another way we shaved a ton of money off of our grocery bill this year was by growing garlic. Garlic is a very high dollar item, but it's very easy to grow. We grew about 200 heads of garlic in our small raised bed there behind us, and that is about $1 to $2 a head at our grocery store. And so even conservatively, and that's inorganic. So if you look at organic garlic, it's right around $2 to $2.50 a head. So if we grew 200 heads of garlic, you're going to get roughly about $400 to $500 or so of garlic. And that was a massive savings. And we'll eat all of that, as well as turn some of it into seed garlic for next year. Now, when it comes to things like tomatoes are about $1 to $2 a pound at our grocery store. And organic tomatoes are around $2.50 a pound to $3 a pound. So with us having organic tomatoes, we compare that to the organic option. And so tomatoes are something that take up very little square footage when they're grown in this very high intensity single stemming staking method, and they produce a ton. And this year was a bumper crop for our tomatoes, so we really benefited on that. But again, those are very high dollar items in something that can produce, a single plant can produce 30 to 50 pounds of tomatoes, and that was a reality for us. We had about 30 to 35 pounds on average of tomatoes per plant. Now, obviously, this does vary if you're growing small cherries versus larger beefsteaks. I get that, but still, the average price per pound doesn't really change. So just take that into consideration. Another crop that we added this year into our garden that saved us a ton of money was broccoli. Broccoli is a very expensive crop in the store, yet it's a lot like garlic in that it's very easy to grow. Sure, the heads aren't always as massive as they are in the store, but broccoli is broccoli. We just shave off the small little side shoots and florets, and they taste exactly the same. And they steam up, and they taste even better than they do in the store. And organic broccoli is right around $3 to $6 per head at our store, at our local grocery store. So we grew just a small bed here. We actually interplanted beets underneath the broccoli, which did great as well, which is another thing we're getting to. And so we produced about 16 heads of broccoli and all the side shoots we've been harvesting from all summer long. And so that was an average savings of right around about $150 to $200 roughly by the end of the year. So that was really nice, and it was able to save a ton of money off of our grocery bill because we eat a lot of broccoli as well. So as I was just touching on with the broccoli, we also planted underneath the broccoli beets, but we also planted beets here as well. And beets are a very high dollar item. A bunch of beets, around 3 to 5 beets, will run you about $4 to $5 at our local grocery store, and those aren't even organic. So something to consider is beets take up very little square footage, yet cost a ton. We grew roughly about $300 in beets this year, and it took up maybe about 40, 50 square feet total. Combined, we grew some in the spring, some in the summer, and some in the fall. Beets are a great crop because they grow all season, in any season. So make sure to get those in your garden because you're going to save a ton. But obviously, make sure you also enjoy eating them, because if you don't enjoy eating them, well then they're pointless. And beets are also great when pickled as well. And we do have a video on pickled beets that I recommend checking out. because they're, it's a multi-purpose thing. You can save it for later as well as eat them fresh. You can juice them. You can put them in salads. You can steam them. You can roast them. They're just a very versatile vegetable that costs a ton, and it's very healthy for you. So make sure to get that one in, because that has saved us a ton of money. Now, the final crop that I want to talk about are greens. This is our lettuce bed here. We grew lettuce in spring, summer, and as well as fall. We'll have a fall crop of lettuce going in real soon, but this is our summer crop of lettuce. It's still doing great. And we had a spring crop of lettuce that did amazing as well. Lettuce is the big hitter. Greens are usually shipped many hundreds of miles. They're very perishable, and they're very costly to produce because the leaves are very tender, so generally they're hand harvested. Now, they do have less expensive options like an iceberg, but your healthier leaf lettuce is actually very expensive. We're talking $5 to $6 just for a small little tub of it, and that's not even organic. If you look at the organic options, about $7 to $8 for a small tub of it. And we have here, check this out. We have tons of lettuce that's just in our summer crop. We had our same exact amount, actually double the amount for our spring crop. We also combine that with things like unique greens like Miniatina and Claytonia or miner's lettuce, as well as very expensive things like spinach. Spinach is super expensive, and it's usually, if it's in a salad mix, it's usually there's a lot of filler, a lot of cheap lettuce mix thrown in. So we grew the highest quality lettuce mix, and that has saved us hundreds. And so that's been great because we eat a lot of salads here as well as juice them. And that's just been a massive money saver. Another thing you can do is you can actually dehydrate your lettuce. One thing we've really come to love is using dehydrated lettuce, then throw it into a food processor and make lettuce powder. Because then all you need to do is just throw it into your smoothies, and you get all the benefits of the lettuce without a whole lot of the bulk that lettuce provides, and you can even keep it fresh. Or keep that flavor and nutrition fresh into winter. So again, that's one of those multi-purpose things that you can utilize. And when you're growing a bed like this of all of these greens, even the beet greens are edible, you're going to have a case in which you have so much you don't really know what to do with. That's where you dehydrate it, turn it into powder, make it fresh, just get it in your body, and you'll start to save because you don't have to buy it from the store. And so with these tips, I really hope that you grow a garden. Does not have to be a big garden, even if it's small. Remember, those high dollar items are what you look for, but make sure you enjoy eating them, because if you don't enjoy eating them and they go to waste, well, then you didn't really save the money anyways. So make sure that you get this stuff into your garden. Make sure that you're growing big, growing home, regardless of what size garden you have. And I do hope that you save a lot of money on your grocery bill, because that is really rewarding to be able to put that money back in your pocket, as well as have the sense of satisfaction and just that really great feeling inside you that says, I grew that, my family's eating it, and we can spend the money elsewhere or save it for a rainy day. So I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. As always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you to grow big or go home. We'll catch y'all later. See ya. Bye.